Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's layout, we are working in my Life Crafted album and products from Cocoa Daisy. And I feel I've taken out my layered heart dies, and we're going to use them. The largest one is too big with my ideas that I want to do. My photo is going to be this one from the fair recently, and we will be cutting it into a heart shape as well. I have my cutting boards out, and with the 6x8 papers, we're going to be making a layered heart, and I think 2 will fit, and then we'll do the photo and some sort of title and journaling on one side. So this one actually was the last one using Cocoa Daisy. So we're going to probably have a white cardstock base, and then I'm going to cut all of these pattern papers up to create both of those clusters of hearts. So I think, do we have 4? Yeah, because they're double-sided. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different papers that we will use in different sizes in order to create the layered heart. And then we'll do one for the photo and a title. So the title too, I've pulled out a few dies. This one was from scrapbook.com, and it says, "I love you, I haven't used it yet." And then these were from this one, Tim Holtz Thinlits. So I pulled out the one that says, "You make me smile," and the one that says, love with all your heart, that one. So we're going to write a story about me and Vale. But of course we are me and Vale. Okay, so let's get cutting with these layered nested hearts. So I love this footage because I clearly was still using my cutter bug during the process video for this one. And now since this video, I have purchased my new Spellbinders Platinum 6, which I love oh so much more. And if you watch the videos of other die cutting videos, you know that I've been explaining like night and day comparing to having this. And granted, my cutter bug right here, I've had him for 8 years, maybe 9. It was my first die cutting machine. And ever since buying the Spellbinders one, I really wish I would have converted to a nicer one sooner, because now I want all the dies, you know, that are available. So it's definitely a funny thing to witness the footage of me struggling and cranking on this one. So I am using all the pattern papers to make sure I have 4 different ones in my stacks. I'm also keeping aware that on the top layer one, I want like my favorite piece of paper, which has those gorgeous illustrated florals on it. And all of them, you know, at least have all the same color family. So they're all like on a cream vintage vibe base. And so I'm making sure to have something that's like the vintagey vibe, and then there's a bold pattern of like a red and cream checkered box, and then the text, and then the floral again. And so it makes the layers for these hearts really interesting and just definitely dimensional. And the thing now that I've already completed the project doing this voiceover, the thing I wish I did, because you'll see me do some stitching to attach them, but I stitched them, silly me, in a horizontal line across all of them, which is fine, but I should have gone down the middle vertically. That way I could have raised up the edges more, but hindsight was 20/20. You know what I mean? Like, I did it and then I was just like, oh, why'd I do that? You know, and because I already die cut my collection of papers, like I could have gone back and made more hearts, but I just thought I just used them all and all I have is scraps now, so what am I going to do? So I had to go with it. But next time, if you do this layout or similar something, go down vertically from the hearts, because that way you're able to kind of fluff up the edges almost like butterfly wings, which I wasn't able to do with this project. But it still comes out really, really cute. I just am giving you advice on learning from my mistakes as I look at my project doing the voiceover back. So I'm making sure that it fits in the back of my last project in my Life Crafted album. So I am measuring out the back of that cardstock. That way I can attach them back to back later on. And in my Life Crafted album, that's usually how I go. It is in a chronological as I made them situation. I rarely have holes because I'm always usually doing outside the page protector in that album. And it's almost filled, so be on the lookout soon enough for a layout flip through of my Life Crafted album, because that will be filled in like 1 or 2 more layouts that I can do for projects, and then it would be complete. So there you are. See what I mean about my hearts? Aren't they so cute? So I made sure to have the floral on the one, and the other one has that cream and red checkered one I was mentioning. And so I love the way this looks. Now, to take it a step more, I was like, okay, how can I either do some mixed media in the back or not? And what I decided to do is use some of those rub-ons and some of the stamping, which you'll see soon. So I mentioned that I was going to use these Tim Holtz die cuts too that have more of a phrase on it. And I definitely use one of the pattern papers that has all of the like card suits, you know, Jack, Diamond, Queen, Heart, Spade pattern, and it pops having it mounted on the black cardstock. So that is my title, and it worked out perfectly in that space, and I got to use more of the pattern paper from this Cocoa Daisy collection. So here I am with the rub-ons and the stickers, making it look like a little bit of a mixed media. I love those stickers that are always provided. They always kind of have one that's a little bit of a watercolor marking, whether it's on the sticker sheets or the rub-on sheets as well. But I do go in right now with the rub-ons to just add interest behind where I know these elements are going to stay permanently. So before I adhere it, I make sure I get everything that I want tucked behind it. So I think I really do utilize every rub-on on this sheet, except for some of the bigger icons of like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I think, and like is it the Mad Hatter? The Mad Hatter, I think, is on there still, because there was such detailed illustrations with a lot more darker lines that I knew that they would be, not to say a distraction, but just more your eye would be drawn there, and I really wanted the eyes to stay on my big old layered hearts. And so I'm just tucking anything that's kind of smaller in icon. So I do take some of like the envelopes I know I placed around here. There's a clock that's around. There's a key. There is also a bunch of little flowery bits, and I do think I take, what was it, the rabbit, I think, and I take some of the text from the stamps, I do believe, if I recall, to place just, like I said, more interest around those hearts and how they peek through. I just added a crown as well. Here's that clock. And so it just adds more of the elements from the collection, and then more for your place to kind of, your eye to look around the page, which always adds more interest. Now, for this one, I do just keep it with the elements from the Cocoa Daisy kit. And what I could say, though, too, is that you can add, like, even if you have sequins, or if you are big into, like, the Nouveau drops, they could be probably really pretty on this. Anything that would add a little bit more dimension, but like I said, I was keeping this rather flat, and anything that was just in the kit. But I do go back in with the enamel dots, the enamel heart-shaped embellishments from this kit as well. So there's that text one I was mentioning. In order to add just a little bit more dimension, because I think I always want to add a little bit, but just not overkill with dimension. That's just me. And even something like fun foam behind these could work really well if you wanted to add dimension with some fun foam. But like I said, overall for me, I just kept it very flat for this project in order to keep the bulk down, which works out fine too. So that is always available. Okay, that will wrap up this layout. This was one of those, let's just create and add to it as we see fit. And the end result, so cute, so textured, so using all the yummy goodiness of a kit. And it turned out fantastic, you guys. So let's put this layout right in here, behind the last Cocoa Daisy one. And ta-da. I love the way this came out too, backing it with the black, because I thought I was going to let the white paper shine through, and then the black thread just pulls it in. I need to clip these together, and then that will be it. So cute, right? Oh, okay, so I will leave all the kits linked down below for your shopping needs. And as always, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give this video a thumbs up, and until next time, everyone, bye.